This is Kind TV Sports. Well, this time, trust me, we are not talking about football. We are talking about the match between Anthony Joshua. That is the boxing match between Anthony Joshua and Christian Prengas. Very interesting match. Very interesting. If you miss that match, don't worry. I'm here to tell you everything, to give you everything about that match. The rundown, how it started and how it ended, even the post-match interview that Anthony Joshua granted. I'm going to tell you everything. He later won that match. The match started. The match just ended in just 2 rounds. Just 2 rounds. The first round was somehow for Anthony Joshua. It was shaky. When they started the whole thing, this guy had the first opportunity. Christian Prengas, he had the first opportunity, and he took on AJ. He took on Anthony Joshua. Poop. Oh, Bob, you need to see that blow. Team. And before you knew it, Anthony Joshua was on the ground. He gave Anthony Joshua a beating of his life that first round. And when they asked him to come up, the ref was like, "Are you okay? Are you good to go?" Because the way they landed this blow on your jaw, I don't think you will take it to. And the Joshua was like, "Come on. We are used to this. I've had enough better one than this. I can go." So they did that, and I will just tell you that the first round was for Christian Prengas, and when they came for second round, Anthony Joshua looked like someone that was possessed. He took on Prengas like tape him, like to see that blow. He was just all over, Prengas. Prengas was not even able to, get 1 or 2 things. I was just surprised. The Prengas that just fought in first round, what happened in the second round? And Anthony Joshua looked like someone that was possessed. I won't lie you, he was just something else. I think he wasn't just fighting, he was fighting for many things, because via the things they asked him after the match showed that he fought for many things, which I will come to seriously. And Anthony Joshua was no. Anthony Joshua really tried. He really tried in that second round, and he did everything that made him professional, did everything that made him a known boxer and have had the experience, and he did it quite well and executed it. It was a knockout this thing. He gave him that KO, and Prengas went down and couldn't stand up before the ref has to intervene, and then they ended that match, and Anthony Joshua won the match. Now let's go to what the questions Anthony Joshua were asked. After the match, Anthony Joshua went back to, hug his opponent, that is Christian Prengas, talk to him, and they had their head together, have some words, 1 or 2 words together, like somebody that was like telling him that you tried, you are really good at what you do, but just keep it up. Definitely you will get there someday. I knew Anthony Joshua was like encouraging him, and I believe to Christian Prengas that will go a very, very long way. Yes, it will go a very long way to send a very, very important message to Christian Prengas and help his future. He was asked, in the last 7 months, was a perseverance for you? Because seeing what happened and how you came back in the second round of the fight, to become you again. I know it has a lot to do with perseverance. And he said, before he even said anything, he said, I want to give all thanks to God. I want to give all thanks to you, the fans. And the fans were so happy when he appreciated them. I want to give all thanks to also Christian Prengas and his team for putting up this kind of fight. And I must, congratulate him. He did well in the fight. He said again, thank you to Eddie Howe. I know many of you don't know who Eddie Howe is. Eddie Howe is his manager, his promoter, and the chairman of the match room. Yes, the chairman of the match room. He's his manager, his chairman, his promoter, and the chairman of the match room. So Eddie Howe is somebody that looks like a sponsor, something like that. Yes, if you've always follow Anthony Joshua, you always hear of this Eddie Howe. He's the person. Eddie Howe is a promoter, a very big promoter known in the boxing world. And then when he was saying that, as he was thanking Eddie Howe for putting 1 or 2 together for this fight to come real, he now said, am I forgetting something? It's Tyson Furry in this how like the arena. It's Tyson Fury in the arena. Why did I forget? Did he watch this match? And then the person interviewing was like, no, Tyson Fury, I don't think so. I don't think so. But do you have any message for him? He said, yes, I'm gonna tear off his ass. I'm gonna do this. I'm going to do that. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do this. You know, he just made the whole thing look the light of it. You know? When asked about any message for Tyson Fury, he said yes. After he made those gestures, he now said, "I respect him. He's a fire person. That kind of person. Yes, I respect him." He gave him his respect, as a fellow, boxer, and he talked good things about him with respect. He was also asked how he overcame that this thing and won this thing in the second round. And is it experience? He said, no, it's not just experience, but experience is one of them. And then a perseverance. And I have to do it for why I have to do it, which you and I know the reason why he's saying that. And then the interviewer went on to ask, this past 7 months, I know it has been hard for you. I know a whole lot has happened. How have you, taken it to heart? And, some things like that. And then he looked at him. He became so emotional. Anthony Joshua was so emotional at that point. Even me, I felt for him. He couldn't say anything for some time. And then later he said, I'm not saying anything. And that was when that is the chairman, his promoter came into the ring and collected the mic. At that point, he started talking. He said, Anthony Joshua has gone through a lot this past 7 months, that if it should be some other person, they won't come back into the ring again as a concerned boxing again. But that he don't know the kind of person Anthony Joshua is, and he knows that Anthony Joshua is doing this thing not because he wants to do it, but he's doing it for his friends, his friends he lost back here in Nigeria some months ago. So he said a whole lot of things trying to calm the nerves of Joshua, because if you look at Anthony Joshua, so it was swollen already. He was devastated remembering that incident. And I really felt for him. I felt for Anthony Joshua, because it was not, in fact, that experience he went through, I don't think many persons will go through it and still come into the ring. And that was what the chairman was saying anyhow. He said he never knew Eddie Hearn, I'm calling him Eddie Hearn. He said he never knew that he's going to come back strong like this. He never knew that he's going to come back strong. But all this, Joshua is a very strong person. And they asked the manager about Tyson Fury's match and Anthony Joshua, how soon is that coming up? And they said the match is set, the contract, everything is signed, but he didn't give dates. That is one thing I just noticed. He didn't give dates. And please do not forget to like, share. I love you.